Hey, thanks everybody for joining this webinar training about getting more of your Google spend. I think it is important. Everybody spend a lot of Google and you might not get the most out of it. And I know you do not. So, as you know, my name is Jack Hopman and I'm 50 years old. I'm doing a lot of Google AdWords advertising for a lot of any let us know locations. And I also run an Rainmaker Clicks, and I do that together with Mary Sloan, who is my partner, and we are specialized in retargeting for local business. And Mary, I think you are more, you can first tell a little bit about yourself and go into the content.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks a lot, Jack. Yes, I've been involved online since 1999, but took an 8-year hiatus out for travel, which was great fun. I spent a lot of time in Central and South America and even got to learn to speak Spanish. I have, since getting back, really turned my energies to social media and done considerable work with realtors on social media and putting community back into people's lives, which social media does extremely well. And then I got really interested in this whole new field of what's called real-time bidding or programmatic buying of display ads, because it really is where the whole marketing is going. And if you've been on Facebook, you've started to see that they're offering retargeting and they're going out into this display network. And so I decided that that was where I needed to gain expertise. And I found Jack was thinking along the same lines. And so we joined forces and set up Rainmaker Clicks, which allows us to really specialize in this whole area of targeting and retargeting based on display advertising and based on big data. I'm also a published author. I put together a book, How to Double or Better Your Customer Base. I've always thought that, really business needs help and needs to understand that there are ways that we really can double their business, and I'm happy to be a part of that. So Jack and I are really anxious to show you this because we really want to help you spend your hard-earned money that you put into your advertising campaigns in a more cost-effective way.
Okay.
Yeah, so what people may not know, or they may wish they didn't know, was people get to your site and 98% of them run away without taking any action. They simply can't get away fast enough, it seems. They may spend a little tiny bit of time, and they may even intend to come back, but the truth is that never, ever, ever happens, or it never happened in the past. Want to know why? Well, the big reason is skepticism. People get to your site and it looks okay, but they don't know you and they don't know if they can trust you. And this trust and knowledge, that was a big thing in social media, which is why I got really involved in social media. When you get online, people have to have a way to get to know you and get to decide that they can trust you. And that's why cold traffic is just horrendously hard to get to take any action or to convert. And it's got nothing to do with you. It's just that we live in a climate of fear of the unknown and uncertainty about who they can trust. Okay? Want to know how to fix that? Fortunately, we've discovered the answer. Repeat the exposure. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Every marketer knows it takes many contacts, 7 to 20, before most people buy. Sales success. 80% of sales require 5 follow-up calls after the meeting. So this is not even cold calling. This is people that they've already had a meeting with, and yet it still requires 5 or more follow-up calls. And unfortunately, too many salespeople only follow up once, which means that most of the sales that could have happened don't happen. But we've got a better way, because now you don't have to count on that salesman to do the follow-up. We've got it all worked out so that we can actually retarget that traffic for you. You get them to your website once and they run away, but we can bring them back over and over and over again, allowing them to gain that familiarity with you, allowing them to realize that, oh, well, maybe I actually should try phoning them and see what they have to say. And that's a huge, huge breakthrough. So this is what happens in typical sales, and this is why we want you to let the computer do the follow-up for you. Typically, 2% of sales are made on the first contact. Like I said, 98% of people run away. 3% are made on the second contact. 5% are made on the third contact. 10% on the fourth contact, and 80% of sales are made after that. So it's fantastic that we can actually make it so that people see your banners and come back to your site and get more information and gradually gain that trust so that they'll want to start doing business with you. Familiarity. As we all know, you get really comfortable with things you are familiar with, and repetition generates that familiarity, which in turn causes comfort, so we begin to let our guard down. Now we can dare to pick up that phone and actually have a conversation with someone, and that's what we can offer with retargeting. And you know, there's actually a big gift that you get from retargeting, because familiarity builds the feeling of knowing and trust for your brand. So your brand all of a sudden becomes known to the people who see it on a regular basis as a brand that they can trust. And that's a big, big step forward. In the past, you know, it took huge companies, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Kraft Foods, these huge companies had the budget to develop that brand, but with retargeting, we are only going to be targeting, and you are only going to be paying for the people who have already expressed an interest in you and your business. And so you don't have to waste your money blasting your message to the world. We just want to build that familiarity and trust with the people who already said, this could be interesting to me. And you know, one of the other things that's really important as these leads start to come in and as they phone is that you want to share your knowledge. Nurtured leads make 47% larger purchases than non-nurtured leads. And that's because they now understand the expertise that you offer. They understand why they want to do business with you. They understand that perhaps some of your more expensive products or services might be a better fit. And as they learn more about your business and more about your expertise, they're going to be more willing to actually inquire about some of those more expensive products and services, because now they're dealing with a trusted source and someone who they've learned to trust as an expert. So as these people are warming up to you, we strongly suggest that you educate your clients and your prospects. share your expertise. So if someone comes into your store or into your clinic, be sure that you give them material that will educate them on the types of things that you do and how you can help them in many ways. Share your expertise, share your knowledge. The more people know about your business and how it can help them, the more likely they are to want to do lots of business with you. And never, ever, ever assume that people know. So many people think that because it's really something that they know very well, other people must know it too, and it will be boring if they spend time talking to them about it. But in fact, it's not at all boring. You know, and really people don't know. It's like Jack and I are sharing our expertise and knowledge about retargeting with you because we know how much difference it can make, and we understand why people should be retargeting, but we're not going to assume that you know. We want you to understand how retargeting can help you, how it can lower your cost of advertising and bring you far better clients and far more conversions. And what's really interesting is that you get to build your visible and invisible list. You know, we strongly suggest that if people come in to your place of business or whatever you have that they interact with you through, then be sure to offer some valuable information in exchange for an email address. You know, maybe you can offer them a coupon that gives them a certain percentage off any future services that they do with you. Or you can offer them just some information. People just are happy to get information. That's the whole purpose of the web generally. So you want to get them on an email list. And then, of course, you can follow up with them periodically, telling them when there's specials or giving them even more information about what you do. And sometimes when you share information with them about what they do, about what you do, then they may be able to share that with other people because maybe this extra service or this extra product is not of use to them, but they may know someone who it would be of use to. And people are really good at referring other people to businesses they know and trust. And once you have people on your list, you want to share good information with them and share it with people who have not yet gotten on your list. These are people that you are sending advertising to by way of banners. And the banner can direct them to other pieces of information because someone may not want to come to you. And I'm thinking of weight loss here. So let's say somebody, you've been advertising quick weight loss. Let's use this as an example. But maybe someone doesn't want quick weight loss. They really want weight loss through a vegan diet. So if you offer vegan weight loss, that would be of interest to them. And other people may have heard of the paleo diet. So they don't want vegan weight loss and they don't want quick weight loss, but they want to have weight loss and understand what are the advantages of the paleo diet. So you can advertise the paleo diet. And then you can advertise a healthy diet. So there's many, many ways that people may want to interact with you, even if your product is weight loss. It just means that you should have many ways to give them information. And as a result of taking that action, you'll be able to, can we just go back a slide, Jack? Sorry, jump. You'll be able to get some of them to become customers. And you'll also discover the prospect's motivation, because this is one of the biggest challenges for marketers. I talk to clients all the time, and they really tell me why their prospects want to come into their business. And when, in fact, we start advertising and we change it up so that we offer people other opportunities, we find that that's not even a main motivator. They took the fact that they got people in on one basis for the fact that that was everybody's interest. But, you know, when you have several alternate ways for people to do business with you, that can really explode your results. Okay, now we can go. And, you know, there's an old adage, never ever stop advertising. Doing business without advertising is like winking at a girl in the dark. You know what you are doing, but nobody else does. Neither does the girl. And it's really important that you keep putting your message or messages out there so that people keep understanding why it is that they want to do business with you. Certainly, you know, Coke and Citibank and American Express, they never stop advertising to you. And you now can have the same advantage of never stop advertising, but at a very, very cost-effective rate. And that's really exciting. Okay. So when you're advertising, especially when you are doing branding and offering people different ways of doing business with you, use the most cost-effective form of advertising, which is retargeting, because these are no longer cold leads. So you will start to see much, much more engagement, much more conversions, and people will even start referring friends to your marketing. So retargeting advertises only to people who've already indicated an interest in what you offer. Retargeting finds people wherever they are on the internet. And retargeting costs pennies compared to the dollars it costs to get people to your site initially.
Can you read that last sentence again?
Retargeting costs pennies compared to the dollars it costs to get people to your site initially.
Yes. And I think that is the main point to understand with every location spent, you know, between the 500 and probably, as I've seen, $4,000 to $5,000 on Google AdWords, and you pay all for the traffic, but not all of them convert. I think most don't convert. So in order to use that budget better, you have a second chance if you know, if you can follow and advertise and market to that website visitor on another way. And with those banners which you see on the most, you know, on the websites they visit on a regular basis, where you see all those banners, you can show also your banner. And once they are ready to use your service, you have another opportunity to bring them back to your website and close the deal. So make a phone call or set an appointment. And that is the whole thing about retargeting. They only have shown interest. With this technology, you can follow them and bring them back to your website once they are ready to use your service.
Yeah, I mean, retargeting has so many, many benefits. And, you know, it brands, and it cost-effectively brands. It educates, it builds familiarity, it extends your reach. So a lot of times you may have been using just the search channel for your advertising, and that's a tiny, tiny bit of the whole marketplace. People don't spend a lot of time on search. They come in when they have something specific they want to find information about, and then they're off, they're doing other things. And so this way you can start to show up wherever those people go. And, you know, it really starts to say to your potential customer, wow, these people are really successful. Look at that. They've got advertising everywhere. And you start to look like one of those big, big companies. And little do they know that, of course, your advertising shows up for them. And the fact that advertising is no longer static, but is actually constantly changing, is quite amazing to people. So you can look like one of the big brands, and you can do so very cost effectively. And you can also show to your potential customer why you are the perfect solution to your customer's problems. And that's really exciting. As I said, you know, you can reach more people this way because people don't spend their time on search. 3.5% of time online is spent in search. 8.3% is spent dealing with their email, 22.7% social. And what's great is that we can retarget people on the social network. We can put our advertising right up there on Facebook, on Pinterest, so we can get to where your customers are. And finally, they spend 65.5% on other sites. And you know, if it's of interest to you, we can even help get on some of those big sites like the sports sites and the different sites that people go to. And we can put your ads right up on those really popular specific sites, and you can show up there just like the huge brands do. So in order to get started, all you need to do is give Jack a call. His number, 561-213-4002. And be sure to write that down. We know that you want to stop wasting money on Google leads that simply run away because they're so skeptical. They don't know who you are or what you are about. And we can bring them back. And we'd like to ensure that you discover how retargeting can save you money and increase your conversions. That's what it's all about, is getting people who want to do business with you into your business, so you can start serving them and have loyal clients.
So
again, just call Jack, 561-213-4002. Jack, maybe you can put that into the box for anybody who wants, so that they can pick it up if that's of interest.
Okay. Thanks, Mary, for the training. So what is this all about? This is about using your marketing budget better. So you spend about between the $500 and $4,000 on Google AdWords. You have an ROI, probably now depending on which PPC vendor you use, you have an ROI between the 1.3 and 1.5, but still you want to don't lose those customers who didn't set an appointment or they didn't call you, and they just were subtracted by, I want to check more things out like DNA visitors, or they got interrupted while they're searching, and now it is harder to bring them back to your website. They didn't have the money or so. But once they are ready, they're probably serving on a news channel or on a website, and they see your ad in front of their eyes. And once they click on that ad, now they give you a phone call or they set an appointment. So now those retargeting clicks are much cheaper than those Google clicks. Now you have you utilize your marketing spend, what you spent on Google, much better. And I hope that is clear to you. And if you want to have more information how to get started with this, it's very affordable. Just give me a call, 561-213-4002. Hey Mary, I'd like to thank you for your time and clear presentation, and I want to thank all the entities for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.